Hello and good morning, friends. Still again from Kardec, UK. And today, only half 8 in the morning here. Time to get things done. Today, I brought to you the same subject, the Gospel according to Spiritism, and we're gonna continue chapter 10 from last week. I skipped last week, so the week before. We talk about chapter 10 is about blessed are the merciful. So we talk about merciful, repentance, charity, reconciliation, and so on. And now we're going to talk about the sacrifice most agreeable to God. And so let's start today with a prayer. Everybody, close your eyes, have a moment. Thank you. And now let's start. So, have your little glass of water with you. Ask the good spirits to surround you, and let's do this. So, I will read Matthew chapter 5, verses 23-24. Therefore, in thou bring the gift to the altar, and that rememberest that thy brother hath out against thee. Leave thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First, the reconcile to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. All right, so I didn't read this chapter beforehand, so I'm learning as we go together. Why the words first be reconciled to your brother and then come the offer of your gift? Jesus teaches that what is most agreeable to God is the sacrifice of our resentments, and that before man ask for pardon, he should first have pardoned others and make God good and any damage caused to his fellow beings. Just before we start, I just put the subject on, I think it was Google or YouTube, and it took me to the YouTube video from Lutheran Church. And this is the thing with Spiritism, is open to any religion. It's just a complement to any religion. It's not a religion, it's a doctrine. So it's just adds on. So I watched the beginning of the video because I was running out of time, but I watched. And that priest says something really, really important. They say one person can forgive, but takes two to reconcile. And that stuck with me because that's what we're talking about here. So thinking of that, only then will the offerings be accepted by God because they will come from a heart expunged of all evil thoughts. So when you forgive and reconcile, that is the true work. And then God will accept the gifts in the altar because you done your work, you done your job. Jesus explained this is in the material sense of offering gifts because the Jews of those days offered sacrifices. So it was necessary that his word conform to the customs of the time. The true Christian, however, does not offer magical gifts to God, since all sacrifice has been spiritualism. And with this, the precept has gained even more strength. He offers his soul to God, and his soul has to be purified. Thus, upon entering the temple of God, man should leave all feelings of hate and animosity outside, including evil thoughts against his fellow men. So the temple, the church, is a place of purity and higher energy and the best in everybody. So every time you visit a temple, a church, a sacred space, no matter where you go, you should always put all the bad thoughts, all animosity, everything aside before you enter the sacred place. Doesn't matter what religion, doesn't matter what it is. You can be a Buddhist center, you leave everything behind. Only in this manner will the angels take his prayers and place them at the feet of the eternal Father. Jesus, what Jesus was teaching when he said, leave then thy gift before the altar and go first and be reconciled with thy brother if you wish to be agreeable to the Lord. Continuing, the mote and the beam in the eye. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt you say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote of thine eye, and behold a beam in thine own eye? To hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out mote out of thy brother's eye. This is Matthew chapter 7, verses 3 through 5. Um, which sorry to read like that, but that's how it is on the gospel. So I'm just one of the follies of humanity consists in seeing wrongdoing and evil in other people, seeing it in ourselves. In order to be able to judge ourselves, it is first necessary that we see ourselves immediately reflected as in a mirror. To be permitted as we were to look at oneself from the outside as if we were someone else, so that we can ask ourselves what we would think if we saw someone doing what we do. Beyond all doubt, pride is what induces us to disguise all our faults, both moral and physical, even from ourselves. Such folly is essential against charity, seeing that true charity is always modest, unadorned, and indulgent. Prideful charity is a contradiction, as these two sentiments neutralize one another with effect. How can someone who is sufficiently conceited as to believe in the importance of their own personality and supremacy of their own qualities at the same time possess abnegation, that is to say, sufficient abnegation so far as to be able to cause the goodness in others to stand out, knowing that this would eclipse them, instead of extolling the evil which only cast false glory upon themselves? Pride, being the father of many vices, is also the negation of many virtues. It is found to be the motive and the base of almost all human actions. Therefore, it was because pride is the principal obstacle to progress that Jesus tried so hard to combat. Do not judge others. Well, I think we're going to stop for here. So, with that explanation, we understand that it doesn't matter us to be in pride when we do charity or when we see what other people are doing if we don't put ourselves in their place and understand why they're doing what they're doing, which is really hard because we judge first and then we put ourselves in the place of the person after the fact when something obviously goes wrong, and then we think, oh my god, if it was him or her, and now look, and then you start realizing that you went too harsh or you rush to conclusions, you maybe spread the gossip before it was even a gossip, but not that was intentional. But we have to stop and think about and put ourselves in other people's shoes, because we all been there, we all made mistakes, if you know, in this life, in the past lives, because as according to spiritism, we all reincarnate from one life to another, and we're here to learn and grow morally. And in the past, if you look back in the olden days, how bad was living. Like people would kill, people would do wrong stuff just because it was the way of survival. But we didn't have these feelings of brotherhood and understand each other and trying to be better society. So we all comes with heavy load from the past lives. We all done wrong. So how come can we judge somebody that is doing something wrong now? I'm not saying crime. I'm saying like something small, somebody that does something against us, and we go ahead and judge and tell everybody, look what he done, when we probably done worst in the past. So that's that feeling. I personally bring it up to give me strength to forgive people. Um, being forgiveful doesn't mean being silly and be taken as stupid and people take advantage of you. It's not that. You forgive in your heart. It doesn't mean you're gonna go and say, "Oh, treat me unrespectfully because I will forgive you no matter what you do." It's not that. It's not about that. It's about you forgive in your heart, and hopefully you do truthful, and that's how you move on. And then you, if you want to take a step further, you ask, you try to reconciliate. That comes later. But you start with forgiving your heart, thinking that nobody's better than anybody else. We are the same. We all done the same mistakes, and we will learn from it. And that's it. So I guess that's the big lesson for today. I hope everybody have a nice day, beginning of the week, only Tuesday, and we see you again next week. All right. Take care. Bye.